Today we're talking about why fake friends start acting flaky and shady as you begin hitting milestones in your life and making progress. Have you ever noticed that when you begin to start hitting your stride, achieving some of your goals in any area of your life, it could even be mental health, emotional well being and healing, financial goals, career, you got a new car, you started a garden, whatever it is, and you start to notice that they got all the opinions and advice, and it's always about dimming your light, knocking you down a peg, and trying to get you not to go for the things that you want to bring into fruition. You get the promotion, they instantly drop a whole list of reasons why you're not cut out for that type of work. If you've been doing your job for a minute and you're good at what you do, you start stepping into your purpose, and they tell everybody, oh, she's changed. She acting like she brand new, as if growth is a bad thing. And so we're pulling back the curtain on the spiritual friction that happens as God begins to bless your life, and how divine progress will expose those who are not really for you and may not be meant to continue walking with you. Make sure to stay until the end. I have some special announcements and a special motivational song to keep you going. So I want to anchor this scripture in Genesis. I want to anchor this teaching in the scripture, Genesis 26, 12, 14. And we're going to look at what happened to Isaac. And this is what it says. Isaac planted crops in the land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. Did you catch that? So Isaac, this is Abraham's son, he's blessed. He is progressing in life, and it is the blessing and the progress that stirred up the envy. The Philistines didn't have an issue with Isaac to the degree that they did when he was struggling to plant them crops, when he was struggling to build what he was trying to build. But the moment that it was evident that God was blessing him and they could actually see the fruits of his labor and he started thriving, then they had a problem. And we see this exact same pattern with Joseph. His God-given dreams made his brothers so uncomfortable that they literally threw him in a pit, sold him into slavery. And it started with the coat of many colors, right? His father gave him a coat of many colors, representative of the Father's favor. And so whenever it is evident that the favor of God is on your life, don't be surprised when people who you thought were your friends and even some family members start acting flaky and shady. When God elevates you, this is important to keep in mind. Elevation comes with exposure. So when God elevates you, he's going to expose the people around you. And rather than those people rejoicing when you rejoice, what happens is they get twisted by envy because they feel threatened by your movement and momentum rather than being inspired by it. Now, I want to be clear. Everybody's not a hater. If you have wonderful people rooting for you, rejoicing with you, that's a beautiful thing. So everybody is not a hater. If you're not a hater, everybody on the planet's not a hater. There are people who are inspired by you. And then sometimes people are not hating. This is important to mention. Sometimes what's happening is you might have a person who's just going through a real rough patch in their life, and they need to move through what they need to move through, and it has nothing to do with you. So you don't want to make everything about you either, because sometimes a person can just be going through something. Maybe they're going through depression. Maybe they are grieving the loss of a loved one. So you have to factor that in as well. But if none of that is on the table, then you want to begin to look at the fact that it could be that those people are being exposed in your life. And let's look at some reasons why this happens. Your progress exposes their insecurity. So a lot of people, even though people don't like to really admit this, are comfortable with the version of you that doesn't threaten the idea they have of you. So when you start moving forward and you start stepping out of the box that a person put you in, your growth can feel like you're getting too big for your britches to that person. It could feel like you are judging them when you're simply focusing on your own goals and dreams. And instead of allowing that discomfort to push them towards their own growth, they project all that insecurity onto you. And that's where the backhanded comments start and the backbiting starts. And you start hearing things like, oh, he think he better than us. Oh, he's too good for his old friends. Must be nice, must be nice. And the thing is, you have changed, but not in a negative way. And so a lot of people like to say, I haven't changed, but you can't grow without changing. Even the Bible tells us to be transformed by what? The renewing of their mind. A transformation is a change. Renew is a change. It is a new mindset. And so there is a change taking place, but it's a change for the better. And growth makes people uncomfortable who are either committed to staying where they are or who don't like the new version of you because they wanted to feel superior to you. This is such a big thing that people don't like to talk about. When you are considered the messy one of your group and you start getting your life together, now that person that looked down on you don't have nobody to look down on. When you were the person who was on drugs, drinking yourself and falling down, pissy drunk, and now you have been clean and sober, you don't touch no substances, and you are moving forward, maybe you were even an addiction counselor, now that person that felt that their life was more together than yours starts to feel uncomfortable if they're not rooted in who they are in God. That's the key. You got to be rooted in who you are in God, because the more you're rooted in who you are in God, you don't have time to be hating on other people because you're too busy pursuing purpose. You're too busy unlocking your own gifts. You're too busy focusing on the things that God wants to do for you, with you, and through you. You're running your own race. But when a person is not running their own race and they're trying to trip you so you can't run your race, then you begin to see the backbiting, the belittling. This happens with weight loss a lot because that's something that you can obviously see. So if you were considered the heaviest one in your group and you lose a significant amount of weight, you're hitting the gym, you're eating differently, and now you're starting to hear comments like, you don't look well, and you just had a physical, and you go to your doctor, you're looking healthy, your skin is glowing, and you are feeling energetic, and you're looking energetic and glowing. But the people who were used to the heavier version of you, that wasn't comfortable in your body if that was the case. And now you are the poster child for health and fitness. You're going to have people that's going to have a problem. And I'm using weight loss. It could be something else because it's not about weight. So it could be you got a promotion at work. And you may begin to notice that many of those co-workers who you might have thought were your friends, those relationships start shifting because now you got a promotion, right? That's something obvious. If you're promoted, the people in the company who work with you know you're now promoted. And so whenever there are visible blessings on your life, whatever that may look like in any category of life, you got a new car, you redecorated your apartment, you have a obvious gift that is very noticeable, and we know that our gifts make room for us. So maybe you sing, and when you sing you have such a beautiful voice, and you got the lead in the community play or the church play. I done seen, and I said yes I did, I done seen horrific envy because somebody got the lead in the church play, and it's just ugly and it's crazy. And if you're not prepared for this is what I'm getting at. You are going to be very, very disheartened and disappointed because you're not prepared for how human nature is when the Bible talks about how human nature is. People are people before they're whatever label they've been assigned to you. Before they're mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, best friend. People are people first. Humans are humans first. Here's the second reason why you might start to notice that some of them counterfeit companions are acting flaky and shady. You no longer serve their needs in a way that minimizes your needs. This is a big one. So some people only like you when you are the designated fixer. So maybe you were the go-to person for a bunch of people you could never go to. And you were like, you know what? I am tired of staying up every day till 3 in the morning talking about your love life for the umpteenth time. But when I want to talk about things that matter to me, I can't get 10 minutes of your focused attention, but you getting 3 hours of mine. And I'm tired. This relationship is not equally yoked. Amos 3:3 says, can two walk together except they be agreed? And we're not aligned. And so when you start prioritizing your calling, your well-being, and even setting healthy boundaries, like you cannot call me every day and I'm gonna stay on the phone with you till 3 in the morning, and I got to get up and go to work in the morning, and you don't have 5 minutes to make sure that I am good. Maybe it came to the realization you were in the hospital, let's say, and that same person that used to blow up your phone day and night, keeping you on the phone for hours, or comes over all the time and drain your ear with all their problems, you're laying up in the hospital and you can't even get a call from them. Or you just buried a family member and they want to talk to you about something trivial, and you just buried a family member and there's no, are you okay? Is there anything you need? Is there anything you can help with? And y'all supposed to be friends. So what begins to happen is, as you're progressing in life and God is blessing you, as a believer, your discernment is also increasing, and you're beginning to see through people. You're beginning to see this person only comes around when they need something. But I have evidence. It's not about holding a grudge. It's about remembering the facts. So this is not about holding a grudge. You might feel like I love them, I forgive them, but the facts of the matter are, we are not equally yoked. The facts of the matter are, when I was lying up in the hospital for 3 days, I didn't get one phone call from you, and you knew I was in the hospital because I texted you and told you. When I had a family member that died, there wasn't even, is there anything I can do to help you? Can I make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or whatever gesture of compassion? There was no type of compassion, care, concern. And so that's not about being petty. That is about being discerning. And then you begin to notice, I got to move away from this. And so do know that you will have some counterfeit friends, counterfeit companions, so-called friends that will start acting shaky and will start acting flaky. And the quality of your relationships does play a part in the quality of your life, right? Because you spend a lot of time with that person, and you want relationships that are based on compassion and care, concern. I have a whole framework. It's called the 7 C's of a Fruitful Relationship. It is on our website, CassandraMacMinistries.com. It's free. You go to the website, CassandraMacMinistries.com. I'll actually leave the link in the video description box. You can click on the link and you're going to see the 7 C's of a fruitful relationship. And you can use this framework to assess every relationship in your life to begin to determine and discern, are my relationships lifting me up, keeping me where I am, or bringing me down? Are my relationships bearing good fruit or draining the life out of me? So I created a whole framework that you can use as a personal assessment, and it is on the website and it is free. I'll leave the link. So the third reason, and this is a big one, is that divine pruning is often happening. There are certain people in your life that God's been speaking to you about for a minute, a long minute. And the thing that is challenging for us as human beings is that the heart wants what the heart wants. And if you have a friend who you've been close to since the sandbox and the seesaws, you got memories, you got laughs, it's very difficult to begin to reevaluate some of those long-standing friendships and even family relationships, because a lot of people believe that the strength of the relationship is tied to the length of the relationship, and that's not necessarily true. There are some people that are related to you that you've known your whole life that don't come through for you. And so here's the truth that you may need to hear. Not every relationship is built to last a lifetime. And just because a connection was right at one point in your life doesn't mean that it fits where you're going, right? You might have had friends from second grade, but that does not mean that they're still the right fit when you are in college or when you start your first job. You may have different goals, different value systems as you grow in age. And so oftentimes certain relationships will shift or even fracture, or they'll quietly drift apart because God is pruning you for greater fruitfulness. Look at what it says in John 15:2. It says, He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, He prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. So pruning isn't punishment. Pruning, look at what it is saying, right? Pruning isn't punishment, it's preparation. That's what I'm saying. But look at what the scripture is saying. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit. And so some of us have branches, that things that we're attached to that are not bearing fruit. Some of you have friendships that are bearing no fruit, and God is saying it's time to cut that off. It's time to come out from among that person. And it doesn't always have to be a long, drawn-out conversation. Sometimes no conversation needs to be had. You have to pray about that and let God guide you. Sometimes a conversation happens, but sometimes what happens is the more available you are for your purpose and destiny, the less you are available with people, situations, and things that don't align with your purpose and destiny. It is really that simple. So it's not always we going to sit down and have this long drawn out conversation. You're just so 10 toes down into what it is God is doing with you, for you, and through you in this season of your life. And so when a counterfeit companion starts acting flaky and showing you who they really are, sometimes you got to honor that that's not a loss. Sometimes a loss is actually a gain. And it is God removing the dead weight so that you have the capacity to bear more fruit. It might hurt for a season, but it's necessary for your next level. So how do you actually navigate this day to day? Like, how do you begin to tell the counterfeit companions from the people in your life who will bear fruit? How do you begin to keep your peace when you have someone who's throwing shade or trying to belittle what it is you're building? And again, that's where applying my 7 C's of a fruitful relationship is going to help you. Go to the website, CassandraMacMinistries.com, and review it for yourself. But very quickly, the 7 C's are this: consistency, compassion. Like, if you were bleeding, would they leave you on the street to bleed? If you were sick and you were out somewhere, would they just leave you sick? Do they have compassion for you? That's important in a friendship, relationship, a marriage, any relationship. 3, communication. Are you able to have open and honest dialogue? Respectful, of course, but are you able to have open and honest dialogue, or is the communication primarily backhanded compliments, passive aggressiveness, and put downs? You got to discern that. 4, is there cooperation? Are you supporting one another? Can you rejoice when the other rejoices? Is there a level of cooperation? Back to Amos 3:3. Is there agreement, alignment? Can two walk together except they be agreed? Which brings us to number 5, the 5th C, compatibility. Are your core values aligned? Or is there a fundamental mismatch in how you view your life and your purpose? So if you have somebody that want to go buck wild and they are real aggressive and you can't take them no place without them wanting to start a fight. You can't even go to the supermarket without them getting into a conflict with somebody. Long term, that's going to wear and tear on your peace, and it might get you caught up in a conflict that has nothing to do with you because they can't regulate their emotions. So are you even compatible? 6, is there a basic level of care? Is there a heart level concerned about you? If you were in the hospital and they were close enough to come see you, physically close enough to come see you, like they're not in another state, would they come see you? And you got some friends that might be in another state and will come see you. But whatever the situation is, if they're close enough to come see you, would they come see you? Would they at least call? Would they bring you some chicken soup? So is there a base level of care? If you were in the house for 7 days with the flu, would they bring you some orange juice, something? And I'm saying the bare minimum. You can insert the examples. Don't get caught up in the examples, because one video can't speak to every example of the billions of people on the planet. So is there a base level of care? And then 7, do they cherish you? Meaning, are they able to celebrate you and you celebrate them, or do they try to shrink you and dim you? And the 7 C's on our website gives you the actual framework and gives you a visual to be able to see what this looks like as a tree growing. So when you evaluate your relationships through the lens of the 7 C's framework, and this is based on the scriptures, bearing fruit, then the gaps become obvious. You can't even ignore it. And once you can name those gaps, once you notice, oh no, there is no compassion, there is no base level of care. Once you can name those gaps, you have the clarity to either address them or gracefully release the relationship, and you pray about it. You have to pray about it. It is your life. And so I hope that this is helpful as you begin to notice that there are people around you who are actively belittling what God is blessing. You can't take that lightly. And so before we wrap up, I want to share some announcements. So we have some upcoming workshops. We have a discernment workshop coming up in the fall. All this information is on our website, CassandraMacMinistries.com. If you enjoy the Activating the Armor of God challenge, so a lot of us took the challenge beginning July 1st to July 21st, the 21 days of activating the full armor of God. Let me know in the comments how you enjoyed the workbook. And if you were part of the Wellness Club where we actually did the video boot camp, let me know how you enjoyed that. And if you have the book, Activating the Armor of God, and it has blessed you, helped you in any way, please leave a positive review on Amazon so more people can know about the book. And last but not least, I want to share something near and dear to my heart. And that is the upcoming launch of my new magazine. It's called The Glow Magazine, The Glow. And once you read the magazine, you'll know the reason for the name. And this is a beautifully crafted, print-only magazine that is designed to give us biblical wisdom to help us rise, grow, and glow, to let our light shine. And it'll come out 3 times a year. It launches in September. That will be our fall 2026 issue 1, the inaugural issue. And I'm really excited about it. And it is a collectible print magazine. It's print only, no digital version, so that we can have the tactile experience and give ourselves a break from the screen. So with that being said, keep walking in your purpose. Keep building fruitful relationships. And remember, your light is too bright to let somebody else dim it. So keep doing what God is leading you to do in this season of your life. God bless you. Let's do our best to be kind, but let's also take our common sense with us. Talk to you soon. God has plans to prosper you, give you hope and a future too. So let me remind you of what you have the power to do.
You've been on a journey, trying to find your way. Like the sun, you're rising, 'cause today's your day to unlock every gift inside. Let your potential flow. Don't let anybody kill your vibe. Time to bust up and show. Gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Act like you know you can win. Live your dreams, reach your goals. Be happy, you can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired. To rise a little higher with Cassandra. They said you'd never make it, but you're still here. Kept on pushing through all your doubts and fears. Never let a hater see you sweat. Remember who you are. they go low, let them reap what they sow. While you go far, gotta keep on reaching, keep believing. Baby, shine like a star. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals, be happy. You can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra Man. If you got haters, they gon' hate. Keep your head up and just be great. It's your season, your winning season with Cassandra Man. Rise up, time to get on your grind. Go after your dreams, no time to fall behind. Push till the end and never give in. It's your winning season, get ready to win. Keep moving forward and never look back. It's time to get motivated with Cassandra Mack. You can win, live your dreams, reach your goals, be happy. You can make it. Get motivated with Cassandra Mack. We've got wellness, church by phone. You don't even have to leave your home to be inspired, to rise a little higher with Cassandra Mack.
Welcome to the Cassandra Mack channel, a channel dedicated to providing biblical wisdom and upliftment to those who want to be part of this community. So you know this up front, comments that are divisive, disrespectful, or deliberately contrary to the teaching shared here will be deleted and the person will be blocked. Understand that I post as I'm led by the Lord. I do not post for anyone's approval or validation. Therefore, I will not be swayed by those who come in bad faith to troll or who come with a disruptive agenda. If you find that this channel doesn't align with you, that's perfectly okay. If you are offended by my rules, my directness, or my delivery, that's okay also. I encourage you to find the YouTube channel that's a better fit, since obviously we're not it. And if you choose to unsubscribe, no need to announce your departure. We are not the airlines. At any time, you can simply choose not to get on board. To everyone else, thank you for being here. Let's continue to grow together. God bless you.